Firing?
They're firing a cannon.
I thought they were firing a musket.
Oh, me too. I thought they were firing a musket. Why you got two phones? They're gonna. This is a charger.
Guys, they will tell you exactly.
Look, I see a gun in the tent.
All right. What we are going to do is very briefly talk about big guns that they use here at Yorktown, and then we'll go ahead and make some noise. So, to begin with, when you see things like that, what do we usually call them? Cannon. And it's a perfectly good term for that, but it's more properly termed a light 6-pounder battalion gun. Now, the gun is a direct fire weapon, pretty much shoots straight ahead. So whatever you hit with that cannonball coming out of it, what happens to it? It gets smashed or broken, whether it's people or things. Now, I called that thing a 6-pounder. That thing weighs about 1,400 pounds. So what are we talking about that weighs 6 pounds? What's this?
Cannonball.
Cannonball. That's what is more properly termed a round shot. You designate a gun by the weight of the round shot it fires. So if I had a 24-pounder, how heavy would the cannonball be? 24 pounds. So now these things, when they come out of the muzzle, they're traveling fast. Maybe 1,000 feet per second or more. So again, anything gets in the way of them can get broken. And that's true whether it's people or whether it's the big fortification. See that big mound of earth back there? That represents the fortifications they built back then. You could eventually maybe shoot through that big mound with this, but usually you want to use the bigger ones, like what I mentioned before, 24. Yeah, these big cannons around the battlefield are 18 and 24 pounders. Those have the power to knock things down. But this one is a battalion gun. It travels with battalions of infantry, so foot soldiers. So you use this cannonball against people. Now, when that passes through the line, for men, it's going to make a mess. And what are the guys you think on either side of that line, that big hole, what do you think they're thinking about next time the cannon goes off?
Uh-oh.
Hey, maybe want to run, yeah. So that's the idea. You're trying to make the enemy leave. You're not going to kill a whole lot with this, but the guys who see how nasty that is, they're thinking about not coming any closer. And you can hit them real far away with this. This thing might travel 1,000 yards or better. So you can hit them like 10 times the distance of their muskets. Muskets are only good at about 100 yards. This is good at 1,000. So if you have cannons shooting these round shot, that's a real advantage. Now, say you're facing troops that are really good and they know their business and they knock a hole in the line. What do you think the soldiers should do?
Shoot grape shots.
Close their lines together and keep coming. And if they keep coming, they're going to go to something similar to grape shot. Grape shot's for naval use. They're going to use something called case or canister shot. And what this is a bunch of smaller shot, and it's like basically like a big shotgun shell. And when this comes out of the muzzle of that cannon, these things spray out wide. Instead of getting 1 or 2 guys, you're getting a lot. So this can be very effective. The problem is, if you're going to this, they're having to get within about 300 yards. Pretty soon, what are they going to be able to do with those muskets? Fire at you. So if you can make them leave, great, but it doesn't always work that way. But that's what you're hoping for. Again, you'll kill more with this, but it's still really more about trying to drive them away so that you're ready to go this thing off. So it's going to be loud. We are going to wear hearing protection because we do this every day.
So if you want
Best thing for you is when we're loaded up and ready to fire, when I shout make ready, cover up. All right, and then when I say fire, again, be ready for it because it's gonna go off. So now when we fire this thing, you notice the guys are going to kind of step out from behind it and we get ready to shoot it. Why is that? What would the cannon do when it's fired? Roll back, yeah. So we want to get a. Now, when we fire this today, it's not going to roll back because what are we not going to put in it? The cannonball. We're not going to put the shot in. We're just using the blank charge. But if I put that cannonball in and we fired it, that thing would jump back this way and probably roll down the hill. So you have to be careful with those. Plus, the neighbors probably wouldn't like it if we sent cannonballs shooting at them all the time. They probably get a little bit upset about that. So,
Because it's really loud.
A cannon. You know how loud that is?
yeah, it's going to be pretty. So you're going to want to, like I said, when it's time, you definitely going to want to.
This is the best I can do. But I want to hear the sound. Yeah, I know what Not yet, Elijah. And then, like, the cannonball, it goes what are those tools that you have? Actually, you might drop your phone. I know. What's this behind it?
It's a charger.
Here, I'll hold that.
I got it.
How are you going to cover your ears?
I'm going to do this.
Difficulties getting fire lit. What you'll notice us do, we're going to go through the drill. First we'll search the piece to make sure there's nothing in the barrel. Pull anything out from the last shot. Of course it won't be a last shot because it's clean. But in battle, there's stuff left over from the shots before, so you got to clear it out each time. We're also going to take this thing called a sponge. It's got wool on it, and you dip that in a bucket, and you put that in there because there might be sparks from the last shot. If we put gunpowder in there when there's sparks from the last shot, what could happen when we load it up? It'd go off, and then the guy who's trying to load it would get very badly hurt or killed. So we'll do that, and then this thing here that we have, we'll get lit. It's called a linstock. Have you guys been to Jamestown before?
Yeah, we did. We're just there.
Okay. At Jamestown, they're older style weapons used a burning rope called slow match to light the weapons. And that's sometimes still what they use to light cannons in this period. All right.
Get ready.
Cover your ears, please. No, seriously.
Gun attention! Man out the piece! Right to left, press! Search piece! Start trying to get all the stuff out of it. Load! Now we're making sure that the hole is clear back here. We're going to put some gunpowder in that, and that's what I'll set off with that.
I'm worried we're going to miss the time when it's time to put
Make ready! This is the time to go to the next command is going to be fire!
Yikes!